now that it's obviously summer and the summer heat is upon us, there are, and I'm sure you as an organization see this quite a bit. There are folks that just don't have AC or can't afford it. And so the next best thing is to have a fan, and even that sometimes is scarce. How often do you see situations like this?
We see it so often. An interesting stat actually from last year was 70% of everybody who received a fan had an underlying medical condition like COPD. And so a lot of the families that we saw last year said they do have the ability to cool their house through central cooling, but they couldn't afford to run it. So that was a common narrative. Most who get a fan are elderly. A lot of them raise grandkids. So that number is 70% of everybody who gets a fan from the Salvation Army in the summer has an underlying medical condition, and that's the only way they are cooling their home. Um, and that's really unfortunate. And so, especially during this time, we really let everybody know and say, hey, make sure you're checking on your neighbors, especially if they're elderly. Go next door, knock on the door, see if they're okay. And if they don't have any way to cool themselves, send them over to the Salvation Army. Last year, we distributed about 550 fans through our office. We're hoping to distribute about that many this year. We've already distributed 75 from OG&E. That was a donation that they gave us last week, but they are already gone. So I know that we're really trying to make sure kind of middle of July, we're probably going to be distributing about 500.
Is it safe to say that these fans save lives?
They do. I really wish that we could find a way to calculate, in the 500 fans we give out, we saved this many lives this summer. I think that would be a really cool way, but unfortunately, there's no way to really capture that. But I do know that just last year, there was a lady that came back in September. And I know it's still hot in Arkansas in September, but she came back and she literally said, you guys saved my life with the fan that you gave. We didn't know what we were going to do. And she literally lived just a couple blocks from our office. She lived over off of Ninth Street. And that was a really interesting story from last year. But I think sometimes we truly just forget that there is seniors out there really struggling and they're not going to run their air because they can't afford to. And so I think sometimes this is a forgotten narrative in the summer.
The drive that you're going to have in the middle of July, tell me again when it's going to be and how does it work? How do people donate?
Yeah. So July 8th through 13th, any participating Jaegers locally, which will be in Greenwood. It also will be in Van Buren, as well as all the Fort Smith locations and the new Barling location. So you can go in during that weekend. You can purchase a fan. The cool thing about buying it at Jaegers is they do not charge tax on the fan. So you can get it cheaper there. They also price match, and so they are cheaper than anywhere in town. And so, not to say that you couldn't buy it at Walmart or others, but it will be cheaper at Jaegers. And we love to support local, and so we tell people to go over with Deb and her team over there and to shop. And then they will actually hold all those fans for us, and we go pick them up at the end of the week. And then we start distributing them the following week. And they have done this now, I believe, for this is the 23rd annual year that they've done it. So they've done it a real long time. It's always been a really good event. And it's really an easy way for donors to go in and actually buy a fan, and they set it to the side. They don't even have to worry about it. And one of the coolest ones we had 2 years ago was somebody came in and literally bought 15 fans. I mean, you just never know. It's really a great opportunity for the community to get involved. And hey, if you're already shopping in Jaegers, it's a really easy way to help out.
I guess the most popular one is the box fan, but in this case, any fan would help.
Yeah, we did have some osculating fans given out last year, but most of them were box fans. And it was pretty unbelievable last year that 550 fans went through this office. We had never distributed that many. The closest we had ever distributed was about 450. And last year, I just kind of had this crazy vision of like, we're going up 100, let's go. And we did, and we made it. We were literally so surprised that we made it at the end. And this year we said, yeah, let's stay at 550. That 550 was tough, but I think if we do 550 again this year, it'll be wonderful.
Something tells me it's going to be more than that.
Yeah, I will say, I was told by a couple people before I moved to Fort Smith 3 years ago, they said, be careful what you ask for in Fort Smith because you're going to get it. And that has been very true. If you ask around here, it has a way of showing up. So we're really excited.
Captain Hargis, thank you so much. And we'll see you out there the middle of July. And man, I hope you do get the 550.
Yeah, I hope we do too. Thank you so much, Darren.